So we will start the tutorial session. Okay, the first question. What is IA? Okay, here is IA. So what is the value of IA? You have 50 more seconds. Twenty more seconds. Five more seconds. Okay, most of you get the correct answer. So if you can see here, okay, this is super mesh. So when you involve with super mesh, okay, super mesh means that there is no resistance in nodal analysis. Okay, no resistance at the voltage source during nodal analysis. So automatically V1 is equals to 30 volt. So 30 volt divided by 3 ohms, you get 10 ampere. Okay. So right now L has the highest mark. We move on to the next question. The expression of IC. So here IC. Okay, you have 1 minute to solve this. So what is the expression of IC? Okay, 30 more seconds. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. So only 1/4 of you get the correct answer. Okay, so if you look here, okay, if you look here, this is V4. Okay, this one plus minus. Okay, this one is V5. And the direction of current, okay, is here IC. So this one is R3 and this one is VS2. Okay. So remember what I said? When you do nodal analysis, the current is from where? So from where is VS? Okay. From here to V4 minus V4. Okay, then if you have a voltage source, okay, if it meets, okay, the current meets negative first, you have to invert it. So positive VS2. So divide by R3. Okay, equals to IC. So here is the answer. Okay, we move on. Okay, who's the highest mark? Uncle Roger. Okay. So next question. Write the final expression of this circuit using nodal analysis. So you have 4 minutes to complete this. 3 more minutes. Two more minutes. One more minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. Okay. Most of you get the correct answer. Okay, almost half of you. Okay, so how to solve this? So we start with KCL. Start with KCL at V1. CL at V1. So I use the out of node, okay, the method, out of node method. So V1 minus 0 divided by 3. So that is for 3 ohms. Then for at the 6 ohm, okay, plus. So V1 minus 0, okay, because the current goes out of goes into positive of 12 volts, so become negative 12 divided by 6. And lastly, at 12 ohm, so plus V1 minus V2 divided by 12 ohm. Okay, so then equals to 0. So you have to standardize this. So if you look this, the factorial is 12. So this one for V1, then plus 2V1 minus 24 plus V1 minus V2 equals to 0. So plus it, 7 V1 minus V2 equals to 24. So you get the first expression. So then you apply KCL KCL at V2. So use the same concept, okay, for 12 ohms. Okay, for 12 ohm, V2 minus V1 divided by 12. Then, okay, this one is opposite side of the direction is into the node. So instead of positive, you change it to negative. Okay, for current source. Then V2 minus 0 divided by 24 equals to 0. Okay. Then find the factorial. Okay. So 2V2 minus 2V1 minus 24 plus okay V2 equals to 0. So negative 2V1 plus 3V2 okay equals to 24. So if you look here, okay, you get the answer. So now we look who has the highest score. So Uncle Roger still have the highest score. We move on to the next question. So using all current out of the node method, apply Kirchhoff current law at V1 using nodal analysis. So you have 2 minutes for this question. $50 more seconds. $20 seconds. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay. 22 out of 50 something. Okay. Get the correct answer. So how to do this? Okay. So apply KCL at V1. KCL at V1. So first 5 ampere. So it goes into the node. So it should be negative 5. Then plus, okay, V1 minus 0. So the current goes into positive side of the voltage source, minus 7 divided by 6. And last one is plus V1 minus V2. Okay. Okay, so the current goes into negative side, so it becomes positive 7, positive 5 divided by 3 equals to 0. So if you look here, this is the answer. Okay. Okay. So we look who's the highest mark right now. Okay, Nene. Okay, get the highest mark. So we move on to the next question. Okay, using all current of the node, okay, apply Kirchhoff current law at V2. Same question, just apply at V2. You have 2 minutes. $60. 30 seconds. So 10 more seconds. Okay, 21 out of 50 get correct. Okay, so how to do this? Okay, same concept as before. So right now we look at the 3 ohms branch. Okay, so V2 minus V1. Okay, because from V2 to V1, and the current enter positive side of the voltage source become negative 5 divided by 3. Okay, 3 ohm. Then plus, so this one V2 minus 0 divided by 12. Then plus V2, okay, minus 0. Okay, so for this case, you have current source. So you don't have to write anything. You just copy it because it is the same direction as the because the direction of the current source is goes outside out of the node. So just copy it. Okay, just equal to 1. Okay, equals to 0. Okay, so this is the answer. So we look who's the highest score. Okay, Aleph has the highest score. Move on to the 6th question. After nodal analysis, V1 and V2 is obtained. Find IA. Okay, you have 1.5 minute. Forty second. 20 second. 10 seconds. So 20 out of 50 get correct answer. So how to do this? Okay, you already complete nodal analysis, then you want to find the current. So remember what I said? So V1, this one is V2, say this is R, maybe this is Vs. So the equation for IA is basically IA is equals to V1 minus V2, okay, from where to where? Okay, from where to where? Okay, then the current enter positive side of the voltage source. So plus minus Vs, okay, divided by R. So IA is 50 minus 100 minus 30 divided by 20. So if you calculate this, you get negative 50, negative 80 divided by 2, negative 4 ampere. Okay. So the answer is negative 4 ampere. So who has the highest score right now? Alif. Okay. So we move on to the next question, which focus on mesh analysis. So what is loop current I1? Okay, you have 60 seconds. Thirty seconds. You don't have to do any calculation. This is direct answer. 10 seconds. So half of you, almost more than half of you get the correct answer. So if what is the loop current I1? So if you look here, I1 has super mesh. Okay, when you have super mesh, if the direction is the same, you follow the super mesh. Super mesh is basically the current source. Okay, whether you have resistance or not, it is still considered as super mesh. Okay. So for this case, it is opposite current, okay, opposite side of the current loop. So you have negative 3. Okay. Okay, CT has the highest score. Now we move on to the next question. What is IA? So continuity of, okay, what is IA? The same concept. 40 more seconds. 20 seconds. 10 more seconds. Okay. 2, 3 of you get correct answer. So if you look here, okay, loop current is the same as the current source. This is also a super mesh. So just equals to the current source. Okay, for mesh analysis, whether you have resistance or not, it is considered as super mesh. Okay, but for super node, okay, you cannot have resistance in series with the voltage source. Okay, that is super node. Okay, for this case, whether you have resistance or not, you will consider IA as a current source, equals to the current source. Okay, move on to the next question. Okay, Uncle Roger, get the highest score back. Okay, apply KVL IB. So the same circuit. Apply it again. So remember that you already get IA. Just insert the value IA. That is what happened when we encounter super mesh. Okay, you just insert the value. $60. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Okay, time's up. Okay, almost half of you get the correct answer. So how to solve this? So if you look here, for IB, we start with 4 ohms. Okay, remember voltage for mesh analysis, voltage always positive. 4. Then we analyze because we use apply KVL at IB. So IB needs to be positive. Then because 4 ohms is opposite with IA, so minus IA. Then for the voltage source, okay, because it meet the IB meet negative first, so negative 5. For nodal, you have to invert the sign, but for mesh, you don't have to invert the sign. Then plus 8 IB. There is no opposite current, so just equals to 0. So rearrange this. Okay. 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 You don't have to rearrange for this question. Then IA, you have the answer before. So for IB minus 3 minus 5 plus 8 IB. Okay. So you get the answer. So we look who has higher score. Uncle Roger. Okay. Next. Okay. Now we look at IC. Okay. This one is much more simple. There is not too much component. $40. 20 seconds. Okay. Most of you get the correct answer. Okay, we start with 5 volt. So IC meet positive side of 5 volt. So fine. Then plus 16 IC. So there is no opposite current. So automatically you get the answer. Okay, don't forget, because this is KVL equals to 0. Okay, if you do the opposite side, actually as also can. Okay, if you do the current IC counterclockwise, you will get negative. Okay, negative 5. Okay, plus 16 IC. So this one you have to be careful. Okay, if you change the direction, it will affect all other calculation. So make sure you assign the loop current first. Okay, so don't use this. Okay. So the last question. Okay, Uncle Roger has the highest score. Okay, after mesh analysis, get the current loop. Okay, I1, I2, I3, you get the current loop. So you have to find the voltage at R1 and R2. So what is the voltage? What is the for resistor 1 and resistor 2? You have 2 minutes. 60 seconds. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. So only two out of 5 get the correct answer. So how to solve this? So if you look here, I1 is basically the opposite side. IA is the opposite side of I1. Okay. So IA is just equal to negative I1. Okay. If you look here, it is at the opposite side. So equals to negative 1. Then if you look again, positive VR1 minus, but the current is here, IA. So for this case, if you want to calculate VR1, you need to add negative. Okay, negative IAR. Okay, R1. Why? Because for resistance, if the current must enter positive side. If it's enter negative side, you have to add negative. Okay, so be careful. So equals to IA is negative 1, then 8. So you get VR1 is 8 volt. Okay, that is for VR1. Now for VR2, if you look here, Okay, this is R2. The current, this one is IB. Okay, if the loop current is I1, this one is I2. Okay, so IB follow I2. Okay, IB follow I2 direction. So I2 minus I1 because it is opposite direction. So, sorry, this one is 3. So this one is 3 minus 1, 2 ampere. So if you look back, okay, so the direction is positive, negative, VR2. So IB enter positive. So you don't need to change to add any negative. So just VR2 equals to IB R2. So IB is 2. This one is 3. You get 6 volt. So that is how you solve this. Okay, now we look who has the highest score. Okay, the third place is Lira. Second place is Alif. And the first place is, okay, Uncle Roger. You have the highest score. Congratulations. Okay. So anybody has any question, you can turn on the mic. And if you still don't check in your attendance, please do so. Okay, if there is no more question, you can log out. Okay, the class has ended. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you.